Hey, g'day guys, Sam here from TradeToProspa to give you another crypto update. Optimism is what we're going to look at based on one guy's request on the comments to give us an update. All right, here we go. Optimism, we definitely did a wave 5 to the top. We're having a 2 cycle range. So if we look at from a elite wave count perspective, it's probably like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what we did, and I talked about that I think in the previous, where the A, B, C correction, which makes sense. And then we're doing the next Elliott wave count. Elliott wave count. So it's probably a 1, 2, ooh, our 3 and 4 is going to be maybe here, and then a 5. So this box, as you can see, is my area of interest. What we have seen in the past is we found support in this area. I'll just change the color. So we found support there and a bit of support there. So at this level, and we've got these daily resistance level. So this box, this area where it could be a good support, if this was to continue to further drop, this could be the bottom of the channel. We got one reference point based on these two, 3 reference points. We created this channel, and so far it looks like it's working. These are the resistance points. So yep, so far it lines up with the channel. And so the bottom of the channel might get a wick. Sometimes you see a real capitulation and then you get a wick. This will be a golden opportunity there for 53, 54 cents if we get a capitulation. And if it's really one of those bad ones all the way down here, we don't know what Bitcoin's going to do. We'll have a quick look at it as we speak. But there is a likely chance that there is a squeeze on the shorts in the short term, and that might be enough for this to go a little bit higher and then come back down again. So we want to see a bit of a cup shape in the making, but at the moment we are dropping strongly for a reason. Now let's look at just on the 2 hour. I just want to see what it's doing at the moment. Yeah, so it's dropping strongly. There is no trade there. That was a little bear flag there. So we're going to continue falling and probably find a real strong drop, to tell the truth. So nowhere near yet. And if we look at Bitcoin and look at the 4 hour, you can see that is nasty. But there is that slight chance, I'm saying slight chance at the moment for Bitcoin. Okay, we have that channel, something like that. You can see that little section there is bearish, and the target for that is probably down here. Yep. So that could be a bit of a bear flag. Come back down and look for a long. All right. I'm not trading this at all at the moment. I've got one trade open. Sorry, let me correct that. I do have some trades open, but not here, not recent. What we'll look at from a Bitcoin perspective, and I did this the other day. I did something like that. See if it fits. Yep, that fits the model. That was our main resistance. I can flip this the other way. And let's see, 0.618. You can see how that lines up. And the one, yep, that's, so we have that. And I also talked about a fractal, and you better look at that Bitcoin fractal for the long term. And this could continue on for a while, or it just keeps going down. Really depends on the likes of Nasdaq and SP 500. At the moment, I do see it coming down, and we might get the shorts keep coming in, and usually the dumb ones come in late, and then we'll find the bounce. We see that level there as a strong resistance, right? Now, how does that correlate to optimism? That's the trick. So optimism is likely to continue going down based on that. Just like I said, this formation is likely to drop, find support, get the squeeze on the shorts, a bit of a bounce. Optimism would probably, yeah, it's so far lining up. Let's just do this. When Bitcoin finds its bottom, a bit of support, it might just bounce, and I'll see this as resistance and then come back down again. And it might just drop further and break this channel, which makes sense. And the channel becomes invalid after that, once we drop there. However, if you know certain things about channels, there's deviation 1 and deviation 2, and then deviation 3. So if we were to do deviation 2, what we want to do is get the middle aligned. Is that roughly? I'm just doing it now. I can use the pitchfork, but I just want to be quick. The deviation 2 makes sense there. So we have equal distance. If I was to use the pitchfork, it's probably the same. You can see the volume point of control is there, right in the middle. I've got that reference, and it's smack bang on the deviation 2 level, and that's probably about 50 cents, round number. Aligns with the 1.272. We could go all the way down here, guys, for the long term. So we might go sideways and then come back down here, and that's when we find our bottom. So there's that very likely possibility this could be. And let's just go back a step. Look, do our alleyway count if I haven't done it. This is my third recording. If this is our 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 down there. So let's just highlight that in a bigger way. I'm just doing red, and I'll just do my wave. Yep. So we could see that happening, and let's just get rid of all these writings. Hold on, a bit clearer chart. There we go. So we only have part of the puzzle. We could use this reference point, but that doesn't mean, in terms of the channel, it doesn't mean it's the complete channel. What we tend to do is get references. So let's do that here. That could be our reference 3. That could be our reference 4. And you see how that accumulation takes place. And we can probably come down one more level there. And then we can have a different formation, maybe, depending on how things turn out. We can have that. Let's just fix it up a sec. From there to there. And we have this descending channel or descending wedge. And yeah, I'm looking at this level potentially. And that's a level of demand. And pretty much start really going into it. I've already started to accumulate, because you never know. This could be a good level for a big move. Could go up to this channel and then back down again. But Bitcoin is definitely looking bearish. We might get a bit of a bounce. I don't expect it to go too high. That 19,000 that we are trying to hold for the short term could come down to the 18,000, mid 18,000, and then we'll go back up to only come back down again. And that, so if it comes down here, let's just do this for a sec. So I want to show you something here. Every time we drop the golden ratio, let me just reverse that for a sec. We hit the golden ratio, and then very much like here, from this point, come on, from this point to the top. Why does it keep reversing? We actually hit the 0.5, I think, on this one. Yep, 0.5. So got a double top there, 0.5. So the next level could be the 0.382 or that. So that could be our next level, which is about 20,000. And if it hits the bottom, even up to this level, very possible. So we're not going to drop yet. And so you can see how that could be rejection. That might just do something like that and push the price up. And we get the FOMO people going in to only find resistance at the 0.5, potentially. Somewhere in those ranges, this area, before we come back down again. But I don't think that's going to happen. It's looking really weak. And let's have a look at the SP 500 just for the short term. Where are we? Let me just pause this for a sec. So looking at the SP 500, it's definitely still holding on the 200 weekly moving average. Looking at the shorter time period, that's a 2-day. Let's look on the 4-hour. It is looking bearish, showing weakness, and like I said many times, we could probably come down a fair bit, and then that's confirmation that we are going down. Things aren't looking good at all. You will see on YouTube a fair bit of negative commentary. Nasdaq is already started to go down. That's an 8-hour. Let's see what a 4-hour looks like. So yeah, there you go. So it's losing a lot of upward momentum, that's for sure. And the 200 weekly moving average, it would get the double bottom. It's trying to hold a double bottom here, and looking weak. What's this one here? That's the Nasdaq there, and okay, that's SP 500 there. So here we go. They're both. So we're looking for a double bottom here, but the Nasdaq is pretty much already dropped a fair bit. So Ripple. Let's get back to Bitcoin. And I did talk about that scenario in terms of the fractal in the past. Too quick for the machine. But this fractal, if you look at here, if it gets to it. Oh, that's FTX. Oh, bugger. All right. It's a quick one, guys, for you. That fractal that we're having here, I'm kidding you not, pretty much aligned with here. Yep. Well, this one was more of an angle, more of a grind. This one's no different story. Look at the volume, amazing. Back then there was jack shit. Sorry about the language. So what we do is we did our reference point. The 618 was our first rejection. So count, guys. Here is first touch, second touch, third touch, fourth touch, fifth touch, 6 drops. All right. So and each time that we did that, if we look at this closely, you can see this level. I'll just get rid of some of that stuff. We get a Fibonacci to the top, and the 618 is again rejected. And then we get this fake out, real big good fake out. So from there to there, you can see we didn't get that fake out from that level. It went right up. So that was the short squeeze there, and the spike, and the FOMO, and all the rest. And what happened there, if you look carefully, see that trend line? It was a fake out. So people will jump in thinking, it's going bullish. Up it goes and back down. And that's what killed it. So look at that structure. And you can see you can see the similarities if I can get to it. There we go. Right? So what we are likely to do, very similar in the short term, is get the short squeeze. You know my meaning by short squeeze? The shorts are coming in and they're getting more and more confident. And here we actually have 2 scenarios. We can get a bounce from there and then go up, only to come back down and then drop. Or we get this bounce and then the push, get the FOMOs in, and then so what happens is when you short and you short all across, there's a fair bit of shorting around this layer liquidity. What these guys will do, the whales, will push price up, and as people take profit, they're closing their shorts or percentage of shorts, and it will drive it up. And as it gets closer to this, they start panicking and they close their shorts. It creates a buying pressure, and then it will spike, and then it will come, and then there is no more shorts close. So that's a short squeeze, and then the whales come in and just take that liquidity and just push it back down again. People like me will be waiting to somewhere around there, look for the shorting opportunity, and off it goes down, and then we got that fractal. So the psychology is there. The SP 500 is pretty much might do the same thing in a way. For this to work, it needs to hold this. If it goes sideways like that or bit up, Bitcoin could do the same, and then we'll see that drop, like I discussed many times before, that we're going to go down. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. So this is going to dance with that. We're going to see either a bounce here, not much. It won't bounce like Bitcoin, or we get a bit more further down to the bottom of this channel, and the Bitcoin squeeze of shorts will start doing the same for SP5 for the optimism, and then back down again. Right. So the correlation is there. The formation is matching up, and I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully it makes sense. And just take a screenshot of these fib levels, and keep tracking. And I'll talk to you soon. Give me a like and share, and subscribe to this channel. Talk to you soon.